Welcome everyone to NEC Now as we celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month. I'm Ron Ratner from the Northeast Conference, and I'm joined by a very special guest today, a Central Connecticut alum from 2007, Javier Mojica. He was an NEC Men's Basketball Player of the Year and an NEC Tournament Champion. Javier, thanks for joining us.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me. Hello, everybody. Tuned in.
This is, I've been so excited to talk to you. So as far as Hispanic Heritage Month, why don't you tell us about where you grew up and your parents, and then we'll get into some more questions.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I was born in Colorado Springs, Colorado. I moved at a very young age, probably 1 or 2, to Worcester, Massachusetts. That's where I grew up all my life. My mom was born in Brooklyn. My dad was born in Mayagüez, Puerto Rico. And so he moved to New York, and that's when they met each other. But my grandparents, I mean, my both sides of the family, Puerto Rican, 100%. So, you know, I'm very proud of that. But yeah, I was raised and born in Worcester, Mass. And then now these last few years, I've been actually myself living in Puerto Rico. So I've got to see, well, from the first year I went to play as a pro, you know, a little bit of my, you know, where my family grew up and somewhat of the hometown or where they were and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool.
So what does Hispanic Heritage Month actually mean to you?
I mean, it can mean a lot of things. To me, basically, you know, it's just us being able to, you know, show our worth in a way. You know what I mean? I mean, I think all types of minorities across the globe, you know, have they play a very important role in society and the world, you know, and given whatever it is they're great at, you know, whether it be sports or academics or science, or, you know, whatever it is, you know. So for me, I think it's just being able to represent what I have, represent my island, me being a professional athlete, you know, showing that anything is possible, right? Where I grew up in Worcester, and, you know, very little opportunities I had, I guess, growing up, you know, I was still able to make something out of it. And I guess be a role model to other Latinos, you know, coming up, not with many opportunities, you know, to be able to say, you know, I can also be an athlete. I can also be a teacher, you know, a coach or whatever it is they put their mind to. So yeah, it's just a way for me to, you know, be thankful for my background. You know what I mean? I love my heritage. I love my ethnicity, and I wouldn't change it for the world. So,
were there any ways where your heritage influenced you in basketball or in sports that you were playing when you were growing up?
I don't know. I mean, as a Hispanic Puerto Rican, you know, I guess you wouldn't say there's many, right? In the NBA, there's very few. You got JJ Barea, you had Carlos Arroyo. You had a lot of, I guess you could say, mixed, maybe with half and half or a third Puerto Rican or whatever. But I mean, I guess we have a lot of energy, you could say, something. So I guess that's helped me out, right? I guess I've always been one to have a lot of energy. And I guess if you look at Hispanics, Puerto Ricans, Latinos in general, I guess you could say they're very loud and energetic. So yeah, I could say that kind of influenced me there.
Was there a custom or something growing up that you remember, you know, that's sort of a highlight of your youth and you know, about your heritage?
No, I mean, I guess we are very warming, loving family, right? I mean, Hispanics in general, when they get-togethers, it's everybody's family, right? You know, you can have a friend of a cousin, but once they step in the house, it's like their family. So I guess we're very welcoming in that aspect. So, you know, anytime there was holidays or birthdays, you know, the gatherings were always huge. You know what I mean? I have such a big family, and it's sad because when you get older, you don't think about it much. You're like, dang, you know, you have cousins and uncles and aunts that you really don't really know, you know, but yet they're family. So that was one thing, I guess, younger that was good. You know, when you were younger, you know, family gatherings and barbecues were much larger. As you get older, you know, you got to kind of call and reach out to one another more because it doesn't happen very often.
So throughout this month, Javier, we've encouraged our, our social media followers and our student athletes to engage in Hispanic culture, whether it's books or music or film or TV. That's through, through Hispanic creators. What is there someone or an artist or a movie or a TV show that you would recommend that highlights Hispanic culture particularly well that you're fond of?
I mean, there's a guy. He's kind of like a comedian on Instagram. I think I know his name. LaJuan James, I think is what his Instagram is. I'm not sure. I might be. I would have to search it after to be for sure. But he's a guy who does skits, and he kind of like impersonates how a grandmother or a Hispanic mother would act towards their children, and he does it very well because he brings up certain topics and situations which us, I guess, Hispanics go through as children, you know what I mean, growing up. So he does the skits, and it's kind of funny because, you kind of relate to it, right? Because you say, wow, that is funny. That would be something my mom or grandmother or aunt or whatever would do. So, and I think that's LaJuan James. I think that's what his Instagram is. He's very famous. I mean, I think he has 1 million, 2 million easily followers, so.
Do you have a favorite music artist?
A music artist that's Hispanic?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a few. Bad Bunny, Anuel, obviously Daddy Yankee, Marconi and Para, which is another up and coming artist. There's a lot of artists that I listen to on a daily basis that, from all types of genre of music.
I know, let's get back to basketball. I know you've represented Puerto Rico in, international events and FIBA World Cup. How exciting is it to put that uniform on with the colors of the flag of Puerto Rico?
No, I mean, it's something that you really can't explain, right? To be able to, and I always thought I just started thinking about this a couple of years ago, to be able to be selected as one of 12 players to represent Puerto Rico. I mean, it means a lot. I mean, 12 out of how many, Puerto Rican athletes there are in the world, basketball players, you know what I mean? And to be able to get selected as one to represent the whole island, your whole background, your family, your last name. I mean, it means a lot, and I look at it now and I say, wow, right? Before I guess I took it for granted, but it really is something that, every year when it happens, it's a, rewarding feeling, right? For everything that I've gone through, everything that, my family has gone through, to be able to represent them and represent the island in general, give them hope, give them happiness, smile, put a smile on their face in the moment, we're playing basketball, because who knows what they're going through, and I think that sports in general, regardless of what it is great and for all ways of life, because, it's a way for people to, kind of clear their mind of what they're going through in a moment and focusing on the event at hand. And, for me, like I said, it's an honor. It's something that, I thank God to have that even opportunity. I never thought that I would be in a World Cup going up against, the biggest names there are in basketball, right? Here I am, a kid from Worcester, Massachusetts. So it's like, I just thankful every day that I wake up and just thankful to be able to put that jersey on and represent Puerto Rico.
You talked about before, there's not too many Hispanic players in the NBA. You talked about J.J. Barea and Carlos Arroyo. When you're playing in Puerto Rico or Mexico or many of the countries you've played in, have you been able to sort of work with the kids and get them all geared up about basketball and showing them that there is a pathway to not just playing pro, but to just, enjoying it as a life sport, playing in high school, playing in college, like you had the opportunity to do?
Yeah. I mean, the good thing about most of, the professional organizations in the world, they do a lot of giving back to the community as far as youth clinics and stuff like that. So I'm very much involved when it comes to that with the team. I'm one of those in the moment, I kind of like, I might be sluggish. But once I get interacted with the kids and stuff like that, like it's nonstop. And to be able to see them and really have them look at you, because, you know, we look, you know, maybe not me because I'm older, but as you're growing up, you know, you look at the NBA players and you're like, oh, I want to be like them. You know what I mean? And you being a regular professional athlete in Europe or South America, but these kids looking at you like you are the greatest, right? Yes, they know who LeBron James is, but the fact that you're there in front of them right there in the moment, they know that you play professional sports. You know, it's a good thing to see. It makes you feel and know that, well, you know what I mean? You're giving back to these kids a little bit of hope that they look at you, right, and see that, wow, an inspiration to me to be like you. So it's like, you know, it's a good feeling. I mean, I go in there and they always ask questions. You always try to give them your best honest answer, right? And, you know, it's an honor, really.
Has playing in Puerto Rico, Mexico, Argentina, has playing in these countries strengthened ties to your culture?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, not only to my culture, just to my overall way of life. I mean, I've you know, I've been to the poorest of cities in Mexico. I mean, I've been to the best, most beautiful cities in Mexico, right? I mean, the other day I just got to ask that question, you know, how is Mexico? You know, is it like how on the TV? And just like anywhere in the world, there are going to be bad areas and there are going to be good areas, right? Anywhere in the world you are. So, and Mexico is a beautiful country, just one of them, right? That I've played in. But yeah, I mean, now I'm just thinking so much about, you know what I mean, my ties with the world. It's just, yeah, I mean, you take a little bit of everything from every country you go to. You're appreciative of what you have. I mean, you see things that, you know what I mean, you've never seen. In Romania, for example, my first year, you know, you got kids, you know, scrounging and looking for food, stuff like that. You know what I mean? And so you say, wow, you know what I mean? What can I do to help them? Or you kind of maybe was in a bad mood and now your mood is changed to, I should be thankful for what I have instead of complaining, you know what I mean? So yeah, I kind of take every country, every experience and use it to try to just better my way of life, my thinking and my thought process overall.
Has there been a place that you've gone to that really, it could be a city or somewhere with, you know, in the country that really touched you to the point where you went back and then talked to your family just about your experiences that you've had?
Yeah, I mean, I think overall it would be Puerto Rico, right? Because as a kid, I wasn't able to always visit. I guess I might have been one time when I was younger. I probably don't remember, but, you know, being able to be there now, you know, continuously throughout the years and be able to explore and visit the island and really get a feel for, you know, how some people live and how the island is in general, you know what I mean? So I think that experience is great. It's helped me. I mean, it's the best place on earth, I believe, you know, not being biased, nothing like that. So, but yeah, I'm just thankful to be able to do it, right? To be able to travel still. Just blessed, really.
All right. Well, this was Javier Mojica. He was an NEC Player of the Year at Central Connecticut back in the 2006-07 season. So you're getting a little older there, Javier.
Yeah, I'm getting up there. I'm 36. I'm 36 right now. But it seems like, you know, a couple years back that I was running them sprints and doing brick drills with Coach D. So,
well, thanks for spending some time talking to us as we celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month. And it's always great to reconnect with our alums. And best to you and your family in the future.
I appreciate it, Ron. Thanks for having me, man.
All right, this was NEC Now, and as I said, we are celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month.